Tupac, one of hip-hop's most legendary figures, was murdered in cold blood on the night of September 7, 1996. Shot multiple times in a drive-by on the Las Vegas Strip, his death sent shockwaves through the world. But was it just gang retaliation, or was something far more sinister at play? For decades, speculation swirled about who ordered the hit on Tupac. But now, recently unsealed court documents, stunning confessions, and an ongoing federal probe have brought forward an unexpected name: Sean Diddy Combs. Did Diddy really put a $1 million bounty on Tupac and Suge Knight? And why are federal agents who recently arrested Diddy on sex trafficking charges now involved in Tupac's murder case? Stay tuned as we unravel the long-standing mystery surrounding Tupac's death. The night of the murder. September 7, 1996, the night that changed hip-hop forever. Las Vegas buzzed with excitement as thousands gathered at the MGM Grand to watch Mike Tyson versus Bruce Seldon. Among the star-studded crowd was Tupac, alongside Suge Knight, CEO of Death Row Records. After the fight, a violent altercation erupted in the casino lobby. Surveillance cameras captured Tupac and his entourage attacking Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, a known Southside Crip, over a past conflict involving a stolen death row chain. No one knew it at the time, but that brawl would set off a deadly chain of events. Later that night, as Tupac and Suge drove down the neon-lit Las Vegas Strip, a white Cadillac pulled up beside them. In an instant, gunfire erupted. Tupac was hit multiple times, one bullet piercing his lung. Suge Knight, though grazed, managed to speed away, but it was too late. Tupac was rushed to University Medical Center, where he clung to life for 6 days before succumbing to his injuries on September 13, 1996. His murder left an unsettling question. Was this just a gang dispute, or was Tupac targeted for assassination? The official narrative pointed to gang violence, but years later, shocking confessions from Dwayne Keefe D. Davis would turn everything upside down. The bombshell confession. Keefe D. speaks. For years, Tupac's murder remained an unsolved mystery, shrouded in conspiracy theories. The case had gone cold. No arrests, no definitive answers, until 2018, when a stunning revelation reignited the investigation. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, a former leader of the Compton Crips, confessed that he had been inside the car the night Tupac was shot. His admission wasn't just an acknowledgement, it was a bombshell that reshaped the case. Facing serious drug charges, Keefe D. cooperated with authorities in an effort to cut a deal. He made a sinister claim. Tupac's murder wasn't a random act of violence, it was a contract hit. And the man allegedly pulling the strings, Sean P. Diddy Combs. According to Keefe D., Diddy feared Tupac's influence and Death Row Records' growing power. In response, he allegedly put a $1 million bounty on Tupac and Suge Knight, using the Southside Crips to carry out the hit. That night, mere hours after Tupac's altercation with Orlando Anderson at the MGM Grand, retaliation came swiftly. Keefe D. claimed he was inside the white Cadillac that pulled up alongside Tupac's vehicle. While he refused to name the shooter, all signs pointed to Orlando Anderson. The assailants vanished into the night. No suspects were arrested. The case faded into obscurity until Keefe D.'s confession brought it back to life. If Keefe D. was telling the truth, was P. Diddy really behind Tupac's assassination? The alleged $1 million hit order. The mid-1990s East Coast versus West Coast feud wasn't just about music, it had turned personal. At the center of the conflict were four of hip-hop's biggest names: Tupac Shakur, Suge Knight, the Notorious B.I.G., and Sean Diddy Combs. Keefe D.'s confession suggested that what the public saw as a rap rivalry was actually a deadly power struggle. Diddy, he claimed, wasn't just engaged in industry competition, he was afraid. Fearing Tupac's rising influence and Suge Knight's violent reputation, Diddy allegedly took drastic action, placing a price on their heads. The alleged bounty wasn't a secret deal in the shadows. According to Keefe D., it was openly discussed in a room full of Southside Crips. Shortly after that meeting, Tupac was dead. Diddy, however, didn't handle the arrangement directly. Instead, he allegedly used a middleman, Eric "Zip" Martin, a figure who had ties to both Diddy and the Southside Crips. Zip reportedly facilitated the deal, handled the finances, and even provided the murder weapon. But there was one mystery. Was the full payment ever made? Keith D later admitted that the $1 million payout was never completed. If true, that could explain why he ultimately came forward. If the deal was never honored, what reason did he have to stay silent? Did Diddy really order Tupac's assassination? And if he did, why was he never charged? The federal investigation. Is Diddy next? For years, P. Diddy avoided legal scrutiny despite lingering rumors about his alleged involvement in Tupac's murder. But that may be changing. In 2023, federal agents launched multiple investigations into Diddy's empire, probing allegations of sex trafficking, racketeering, and now, possible ties to Tupac's murder. The same agents who arrested Keith D are reportedly working with Las Vegas homicide detectives, revisiting evidence that had been overlooked for decades. With Diddy's former associates speaking out and his business empire under scrutiny, law enforcement is digging deeper into his past. Will the feds finally charge him, or will he once again slip through the cracks? Tupac's family wants justice. For nearly 30 years, Tupac's family has refused to let his murder be forgotten, relentlessly demanding justice. His mother, Afeni Shakur, spent years pushing for answers, but law enforcement never delivered. Now, with Keith D's arrest and mounting allegations against Diddy, the fight for truth has been reignited. The Shakur family has enlisted high-profile attorney Alex Spiro to demand a more in-depth investigation, not just into Keith D, but into the alleged contract killing itself. For decades, Tupac's murder was dismissed as gang violence, but new evidence suggests a darker possibility, that his death was not a spontaneous act, but a carefully orchestrated hit. Will the truth finally come to light? What happens next? With Keith D behind bars, allegations mounting against P. Diddy, and the Shakur family pushing for justice, the world is watching closely. Could this finally be the moment when hip-hop gets the closure it has long been denied? If law enforcement finds undeniable evidence linking Diddy to the hit, he could face serious charges, including conspiracy and murder. But proving his involvement won't be easy. The justice system demands irrefutable proof. Tupac's death was more than just the loss of a rap icon. It was a grim testament to the dangerous intersection of music, power, and violence. The fight for justice continues, and for the first time in decades, the truth feels closer than ever. The case isn't closed. Not yet.